Hello everybody, it's me again, Fabio Santos, and I'm here to talk about the English language with you one more time. Whether you are a seasoned pro, an advanced learner, a very enthusiastic intermediate student, or a beginner, I hope that these videos will contain something that's of interest to you, something that you can benefit from, okay? In this particular video, we're going to talk about something that not all languages possess, a special verb form called the subjunctive. You probably already know the subjunctive, but you don't know that. The subjunctive should be no secret. What the subjunctive can do for others, it can do for you too. And that's what we're going to talk about in this video. Like I said, the subjunctive is a special verb form that's used to talk about unreal situations, such as imaginary situations, hypothetical situations, circumstances involving desire, wishes, that kind of stuff. Older English used to possess subjunctive verb forms, but those are not used nowadays. Nowadays we use stuff like would and should, and they replace the subjunctives, okay? But they still exist in several forms, and we don't realize that they're there. Remember when you were learning the second conditional, the second if clause, and they told you that the formula was if plus the past plus would and then the verb in the infinitive? Well, guess what? It's not really the past after if, it's the subjunctive. That's why you have to say were, regardless of which pronoun you're using, regardless of who the subject is. If she were here, we would talk to her. If I were you, I would think twice about that kind of proposition. This were is the subjunctive. Was is not the subjunctive. The conjugation known as the third person singular has no place in the subjunctive realm. But now let's leave if clauses out of this, right? If clauses and wish sentences and all those structures that you already are familiar with, you probably didn't know or weren't thinking about it in terms of it being the subjunctive. Now you know that it is. Maybe you already knew, but you just didn't give it much attention. Let's talk about a different kind of construction, something that you should know if you're planning to take one of those international certificate exams, for example. Did you know that ordinary verbs only have one subjunctive form? In a construction like, it is important that she, it is essential that she. Do you know how we are supposed to complete that sentence? Do you know how we're supposed to use the verb that follows that construction? I'm going to share that with you now. It is important that she be here tomorrow at noon. That's right. It is important that she be here. Not that she is. It is important that the doctor see this baby first thing when he arrives. One more time. It is important that the doctor see this baby first thing when he arrives. It is important that the doctor see the baby. It is important that she be here. That's how you construct the subjunctive sentence. The verb be, for example, you use for all persons, regardless of whether they are plural or singular. It is important that I be here. It is important that you be here. It is important that they talk to me. It is important that he talk to me. It is important that you talk to me. There are several examples of subjunctives being used in fixed phrases. For example, when we say God save the Queen, that's an example of a subjunctive. What we mean is, may God save the Queen. That's why we say save and not saves. When you say God bless you, that's subjunctive. When you say heaven forbid, that's the subjunctive. When you say long live the king, that's the subjunctive. There are other fixed expressions that use subjunctive constructions that you should be aware of. For example, when you say, well, he kind of should be in prison. He kind of had it coming, as it were. When you say that as it were, it means in a certain way. When you start a sentence with, well, be that as it may, what you're saying is, I'm taking into consideration what you said, but I have a different point of view. So the sentence would be, well, be that as it may, I still think you're not 100% correct when you say that. And last but not least, the expression, so be it. Let it be, right? Let it be is not an example of the subjunctive, but so be it is an example of the subjunctive, right? You're having a discussion, you're having a debate, and then in the end, you accept whatever circumstances have been presented to you or whatever consequences have presented themselves to you. And you say, well, so be it. If it has to be this way, so be it. Meaning, I'll have to deal with it. I'll have to dance according to the song. So that's the subjunctive to you in a nutshell. I hope this video has kept you interested up until this point. If you're still watching, thank you so much for your time, and I will see you again real soon. Thank you, and goodbye.